Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
This is an interesting fight, huh? Tyron Woodley, Wonderboy 2?
Well, I think we're going to see probably the same thing we did in the first one. Just kind of a stalemate. I mean,
I don't know about that, man. I feel like if Woodley decides to take him down like he did in the first round, it changes the whole fight.
But is he actually going to do that?
Well, he just decided not to in the second fight, or in the second round.
Yeah.
He just decided not to for whatever reason. But it wasn't like it wasn't available to him. It was really weird. And I asked him about it. He said, I have no idea why I didn't take him down. Kevin Tucker. It just seems to me that this guy, you know, what happened in that fight, like when Woodley took him down the first round, he dominated him on the ground, just beat him up.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like Wonderboy had an answer. It looked like he was going to get smashed.
Yeah.
And then the fight changed from the second round on. It became like a kickboxing fight. And Woodley still hurt him bad in the fourth. But one thing that he took away a big part of the kicking game of Wonderboy, because Wonderboy didn't want to kick and be taken down by him and be smashed on the ground like that again. So he kept it standing and kept moving back and forth with the waist and just sort of like kind of point fighting with his hands, you know? That's what it seemed like. It was more of that.
Well, yeah, that's how he's going to win that fight.
Yeah.
That's how Wonderboy's going to... He has to keep him at distance, you know? I mean, his inside game isn't bad, but it's the threat of the takedown. He's got no chance with Tyron on the inside.
I know, right?
And the power exchange, too. I mean, you think of how much power, you know, Tyron's got.
Yeah, Wonderboy can knock you out. He can knock you out, but Tyron can knock you out with one shot.
Yeah.
And Wonderboy, most of the time, it's a bunch of shots. I mean, he can knock you out clean if he catches you, especially with kicks. It's just an interesting fight to see who makes the right adjustment.
Exactly. That's, yeah, because they're going to go, I mean, maybe do a decision, I would think. Just kind of how the style matchup is. They're two guys that seem like they'll end up there. But I don't see a problem with it. I think we're going to see a lot, like, who's ever game plan can really work this time. You know, just one of them has to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, what a crazy fucking sport. It's just, there's so many variables. There's so many different ways to win. And it's what makes it so exciting, but it also makes it so difficult to call. Like if you're watching certain fights, like a boxing match, we're watching certain boxing matches, and you know how one guy fights, know how another guy fights, you can kind of figure out what's going to happen. And you'd be with reasonable certainty. But with MMA... half the time you don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Like half the time.
Would the best strategy for Woodley be just to continue taking him down?
Yes.
Like relentlessly?
Yes. I would say that.
Right?
I would say that.
Okay. I don't know.
I would say that. Well, he can knock you out, too. That's the thing about Woodley is he can do both. Wonderboy can't do both. Wonderboy can't take Tyron Woodley down. He's just not going to. I mean, he could wind up on top if, you know, like in the first fight, Woodley went for that guillotine, was choking the shit out of him, and somehow or another Wonderboy got through it. And it wound up that
he was on top.
That Wonderboy was on top. That's possible.
Yeah.
But like shooting for a power double and taking down Tyron Woodley, like,
not gonna happen.
Maybe. I mean, maybe it can happen, but it doesn't seem likely. What's really likely though is Woodley can take him down, and what's also really likely is Woodley can knock him out. But Wonderboy can knock him out too. I mean, Wonderboy can knock people out. He doesn't have the same amount of horsepower that Woodley does.
It's accuracy. It's placed perfectly.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
He's going to hit you with a couple of them.
His striking is so dynamic. He can do so many different things, especially off the front leg. But Woodley's got that one-punch smash power. Like there's that video of the fourth round where Woodley connects with a left hook to the chin, and you see Wonderboy's eyes roll back in his head, and he managed to survive. That's one thing we learned about Woodley from that, or Wonderboy from that fight. That fucking dude's got heart, man. Yeah. He can take it. The fact that he didn't tap from that guillotine, like, ugh, that was horrific.
Yeah, he was in a couple of real bad positions in that fight, and you saw how tough he really is.
He's tough, no doubt about that. It's just going to be a matter of whether or not he can avoid the takedown and whether or not he can be effective standing up and avoid the bombs.
Yeah.
But I was impressed with Woodley's ability to fight 5 rounds, too, because that was always the knock on him, that he's so big, he's so muscular, that he's not going to have the endurance. But he hurt him in the 4th. Yeah. You know? Kind of interesting. What's so funny? What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
The whole muscular cardio thing. It's funny.
Why is it funny?
I don't
You're not even high.
He doesn't like it when you say that.
Oh, he gets mad, but it's a fact.
Sorry.